Most people think they understand electricity. They flip a switch. A light turns on. A device comes alive. It feels obvious. Electricity flows from the battery, through the wire into the lamp and back again, like water through a pipe. Push harder, more flows. Block it, it stops. That picture feels so natural that almost nobody questions it. And that is exactly the problem, because that picture is wrong. Not slightly wrong, not incomplete, fundamentally wrong in the way that matters most. Electricity does not work the way water flows through a pipe, not even close. In fact, if you cling too tightly to that picture, it will actively prevent you from understanding what electricity really is. Let's start with something that should immediately bother you. When you flip a switch, the light turns on almost instantly. Not after seconds, not after a delay you can notice, almost immediately. Now ask yourself a simple question. If electricity is electrons flowing through a wire, how fast are those electrons actually moving? The answer surprises almost everyone. They move incredibly slowly. Not slower than light, not slower than sound, slower than a human walking. In many ordinary household circuits, the average drift speed of an electron is measured in millimeters per second, sometimes fractions of a millimeter per second. That means if you followed a single electron from your power outlet, it would take hours, days, or longer to travel the length of a room, yet the lamp turns on instantly. So what arrived at the lamp? It wasn't a flood of electrons from the battery. They didn't race down the wire. They barely moved at all. So where did the energy come from? This is the moment the common picture collapses. The truth is that the wire was already full of electrons, completely full. Every metal wire is packed with charge carriers, all jostling and moving randomly long before you ever flip a switch. The battery does not send electrons down the wire like parcels in the mail. What it does is far stranger. It creates an electric field. The instant you connect the circuit, an electric field rearranges itself throughout the space around and inside the wire. That rearrangement propagates outward at nearly the speed allowed by space-time itself, almost the speed of light. That field reaches the electrons already sitting near the lamp and tells them how to move. They respond immediately. Nothing had to travel from the battery to the bulb for the bulb to light up. The electrons were already there. The energy was not carried by moving matter. It was carried by the field. If you want an analogy, forget water pipes. Think instead of a long line of people standing shoulder to shoulder. If the person at one end pushes, nobody runs to the other end. Instead, each person shifts slightly. The push travels through the line much faster than any individual moves. That is electricity. The motion you care about is not the drift of electrons. It is the propagation of a pattern in the electric field. And this immediately leads to something even more unsettling. The energy does not flow inside the wire. It flows in the space around it. This sounds impossible at first. You look at a copper wire and assume that whatever is happening must be happening inside that solid metal. But the metal is not where the energy lives. The metal is just a guide, a boundary that shapes the field. The energy is in the electromagnetic field surrounding the wire. This is not interpretation. It is measurable. You can calculate exactly how energy flows in a circuit, and when you do, you find that it moves through the field outside the conductor, directed and constrained by the geometry of the wires. The electrons inside the metal barely move. They simply respond locally, nudging one another, converting field energy into heat, light, or motion. The wire does not deliver energy like a truck delivers cargo. It directs energy like a canal directs water. Once you see this, many everyday mysteries dissolve. Why does electricity work so fast? Because the field rearranges itself quickly, not because particles travel fast. Why can energy travel through empty space? Because fields do not require matter to exist. Why does resistance heat a wire? Because electrons scatter and convert organized field energy into random motion. Why does adding more wire length not slow down the signal the way a longer pipe slows water? Because the signal is not carried by drifting electrons. This also explains something people rarely think about. When you close a switch, the electric field changes everywhere in the circuit almost at once, including around corners, through insulation, and through the space near the wires. The response is collective, not sequential. Nothing waits its turn. The circuit behaves as a whole. This is deeply unintuitive because we are trained to think in terms of objects pushing objects. Electricity is not like that. It is not a substance. It is not a fluid. It is a structure imposed on space. The battery itself is also misunderstood. People imagine it as a container full of electricity, waiting to be released. In reality, a battery does not store electricity. It stores chemical potential energy. It uses chemical reactions to separate charges and hold them apart. That separation creates an electric field. The battery's job is not to supply electrons. The electrons were already there. Its job is to maintain a field, and once that field exists, everything else follows. This field picture also explains why electrical signals obey strict speed limits. The rearrangement of the electric field does not happen instantaneously. It propagates outward at a finite speed. That speed is set by the same rules that govern light and radio waves, which means that electricity is not just about charges and wires. It is part of a larger story about how fields carry information and energy through space. When you send a signal down a wire, what you are really doing is launching a wave of field reconfiguration that travels along the structure defined by the circuit. The electrons respond locally, but they are not the messengers. The field is. And this leads to the biggest misconception of all. People think electricity is something that flows. It isn't. Electricity is something that exists. It is a relationship between charges and fields, a configuration of space that tells matter how to move. Once you accept this, you stop asking the wrong questions. You stop asking how fast electrons travel and start asking how fast information propagates. You stop imagining currents as streams of particles and start seeing them as collective responses to field constraints. And suddenly, a lot of strange things make sense. Why alternating current can transmit energy without moving electrons very far at all. Why antennas can radiate power into empty space. Why touching a live wire is dangerous, even though almost no electrons enter your body. Why shielding works. Why grounding matters. It all comes back to fields. The electric field is not a mathematical trick. It is real. It carries energy. It carries momentum. It obeys limits. It changes smoothly. And it is the true actor in electrical phenomena. The charges are just the things that respond. The mistake people make is focusing on the visible objects and ignoring the invisible structure doing the work. Once you see electricity this way, you realize that much of physics works the same way. Forces are not mysterious actions at a distance. They are local interactions mediated by fields that fill space. Changes propagate. Information flows. Limits are respected. Nothing jumps instantly. Nothing cheats. And that is why the simple picture of electrons flowing like water is not just incomplete. It hides the real beauty of what is happening. Electricity is not a thing moving through matter. It is space itself being organized. And this is only half the story. Because once you understand that energy flows through fields and not through particles, an even deeper question appears. Where do magnetic fields come from? Why do electric and magnetic effects transform into each other when things move? And why does all of this fit perfectly with the same speed limit that governs light? That is where the misconception truly finishes collapsing. Once you stop thinking of electricity as a stream of particles and begin seeing it as a pattern imposed on space, something remarkable happens. Phenomena that once looked unrelated suddenly snap together, as if they were always pieces of the same object viewed from different angles. Magnetism is the first place this becomes impossible to ignore. At first glance, magnetism looks like a completely separate force. Magnets attract and repel. Compasses align with invisible lines. A current-carrying wire suddenly affects nearby metal. It feels like a different rule layered on top of electricity, but it isn't. Magnetism is not an additional phenomenon added to electricity. It is what electricity looks like when charges are moving. The moment charges begin to drift, even slightly, the electric field they create cannot remain purely electric. Space itself reorganizes. A magnetic field appears, not as an afterthought, but as a necessary consequence of motion. This is not metaphorical. It is unavoidable. If charges existed and magnetism did not, the universe would contradict itself. To see why, imagine charges sitting still. They create an electric field, nothing exotic, just attraction and repulsion. But now imagine those charges begin moving together through space. From their own perspective, nothing has changed. They are still sitting still relative to one another. The forces between them are unchanged, but from the perspective of someone else, watching those charges rush past, something strange happens. Distances along the direction of motion contract. Time behaves differently. The density of charge changes. The electric field alone is no longer enough to describe what is happening. A new field must appear to preserve consistency. That field is magnetism. Magnetism is not optional. It is required for electricity to behave the same way in every frame of motion. It is the price the universe pays for having a consistent speed limit in flexible space and time. Once you see this, the division between electric and magnetic fields begins to dissolve. They are not separate entities. They are components of a single electromagnetic field, reshuffled depending on how you move relative to the charges that create them. What one observer calls a pure electric force, another observer calls a combination of electric and magnetic forces. Neither is more correct. They are seeing the same structure from different perspectives. This is why trying to explain magnetism without relativity always feels incomplete. Magnetism is relativity in action. And this is where the story returns to speed. Changes in electric and magnetic fields do not stay local. They propagate. When a field changes, that change ripples outward through space, not instantly, at a finite speed. That speed is not chosen by the wire, the battery, or the charge. It is imposed by space-time itself. When you flip a switch, the electric field near the switch changes. That change propagates down the wire and through the surrounding space as a wave of field reconfiguration. The electrons respond locally, but the instruction arrives via the field. When the field changes in just the right way, electric and magnetic components chase each other forward through space, sustaining one another. That self-sustaining disturbance is an electromagnetic wave. Light, radio, microwaves, X-rays. They are not carried by matter. They are oscillations of the field itself, moving through empty space. And they all move at the same speed, not because light is special, because the field is. This is the final collapse of the misconception. Electricity is not slow-moving electrons. Magnetism is not a mysterious extra force. Light is not something separate again. They are all manifestations of the same underlying structure. The electromagnetic field exists everywhere. Charges create distortions in it. Motion reshapes those distortions. Changes propagate as waves. Energy flows through space guided by geometry. And all of it respects the same limit. That limit is not a speed in the everyday sense. It is the maximum rate at which a field configuration can change while remaining self-consistent. It is the speed at which information can move without breaking causality. This is why energy in a circuit flows through the space around the wires. This is why antennas radiate. This is why signals cannot arrive before they are sent. This is why nothing with mass can outrun a wave of pure field. Once you accept this, the universe becomes less mechanical and more geometric. Forces are no longer pushes and pulls across distance. They are local responses to nearby field values. Influence does not jump, it spreads, and the speed of that spread is fixed. People sometimes ask where the energy really is when electricity powers a device. The unsettling answer is that it is not where your intuition tells you to look. It is not packed inside the wire. It is not stored in the electrons. It is distributed through the surrounding space, flowing continuously from source to load along invisible pathways shaped by conductors, boundaries, and geometry. The wire matters, but not because it carries energy like a pipe. It matters because it tells the field where to go. The electrons matter, but not because they race ahead. They matter because they respond. everything becomes relational. And this is why attempts to visualize electricity as particles rushing along fail so badly when pushed. They hide the true actors and exaggerate the least important ones. Once you see the field as real, everything lines up. The near-instant response of circuits, the existence of electromagnetic waves, the unity of electricity and magnetism, the universal speed limit. Nothing is mysterious anymore, but nothing is simple either. Reality turns out to be structured, not mechanical. This also explains why you cannot cheat the system. You cannot send energy without fields. You cannot send information faster than the field allows. You cannot isolate electricity from magnetism or magnetism from motion. You cannot outrun the geometry. The misconception was never about electrons. It was about thinking of the universe as a collection of objects pushing each other, instead of a continuous fabric responding to local conditions. Electricity exposes that mistake mercilessly. It shows that the real story happens in space itself, invisible, distributed, bound by strict limits. And once you understand that, the switch clicking on a light stops being mundane. It becomes a demonstration of space-time obeying its rules perfectly, every time, without exception. That quiet consistency is the real miracle, not that electricity works, but that it works the same way everywhere, every time, because the universe leaves itself no alternative.